G'day folks, it's the Maple Monkey here again with another Marvel United X-Men gameplay video. So finally done a couple of videos that weren't gameplay focused, so was really looking forward to getting back to doing a gameplay one, so this is what we're going to do today. So I've had a few requests for different combinations and things like that. One of the older ones was someone wanted to see, I think, Emma Frost and Dark Phoenix. So of course I've decided to completely flip that. I'd seen an episode of the 90s cartoon show that I really liked, where I think Cyclops was trying to get Jean Grey or Phoenix back from the clutches of the Hellfire Club, and that sort of really inspired me, so I wanted to do that one. So what we've actually got today is Cyclops and Phoenix teaming up against Sebastian Shaw and his cronies, the Hellfire Club. So so apologies to that person who wanted to see those two particular characters. I guess they're both here, but not in the same sort of form. But maybe we can do a follow-up video or something down the track and actually have Emma Frost as a hero and Phoenix as a baddie. So as a villain, that could be fun to do too. And I've had another request for a game for a couple of heroes, or heroes versus a villain, but I can't remember what that is now. So I've tried sort of scrolling back through some of the previous comments and stuff. But if you have requested another game and you're looking forward to seeing a matchup, please let me know, because I've forgotten what there was someone recently that asked for a matchup, and I just can't remember what that was, so apologies to that person. So like I said though, what we've got today is perhaps just a short one, because we do have, unless I keep rabbiting on at the beginning here, but we've got Sebastian Shaw as the villain. So there's no special setup there for Sebastian Shaw, and he's a villain that comes in I think it's the X-Men Gold Team set. So if you got that expansion, he's the villain that comes with that. So now the reason I say it could be a short game is he tends to race the master plan deck. So that's one thing we've got to watch out for, and I don't think I tend to do too well against those sorts of decks too. I'm not really sure, but I think if you look back through my videos, I think the ones that I tend to lose tend to get overwhelmed by these guys pretty quickly. The other thing too is I've only got the two heroes today, so I sort of wanted to keep that sort of theme of just Cyclops and Jean Grey together sort of thing. So instead of having a 3 or 4 player game, I'm just going to use the two today. And apologies to those folks who, I know a while ago I did say that I was going to do some Xavier mode sort of solo games, but I'm finding now that I'm doing the multi-handed stuff, I'm just finding it a little bit easier to showcase the game without some of the wonkiness of the solo mode. Like I do still think that it's a valid mode, and it's got its high points and fun, but I think it does tend to sort of not suit some of the particular scenarios and stuff as well. So, but I guess you could say that vice versa. Maybe it's easier with some modes and stuff. But I've decided to go two-handed today. So with all that out of the way, let's finally talk about Sebastian here. So Sebastian Shaw cannot take more than 1 damage each hero turn, so you can only ever do 1 damage to him, which is sounds quite scary, but because we're only playing 2 players, he only does get 2 health. But so that's not too bad. It just means you've got to spend both your heroes to take him out. But I do there are obviously some things that are going to make that harder, and I do wonder in his master plan deck, I wonder if he's got any things there that buff his health or that sort of stuff. So I'm not really sure, but that's something we've got to keep an eye on. Now if a hero damages Shaw, that hero takes 2 damage, so that's another thing. So if you actually damage him, then you take damage in turn, so you've got to make sure that you're set up and ready to do that. So let's have a look here. Heroes with any crisis tokens at the beginning of their turn must play their hero card randomly, so this is going to be an issue. Then they discard all of their crisis tokens. So essentially, if you have any crisis tokens built up prior to his turn, or prior to your turn, I guess, then you basically don't get much control over what you're doing. So it's all well and good to say, oh, well, he's only got 2 health, but if you just don't get to play the card that has any punches on it or anything like that, then that could be an issue. So, yeah. But then, of course, you sort of clear all the crisis tokens, so you don't have to sort of worry about that going from turn to turn unless you keep sort of taking crisis tokens in between. So, yeah, that's going to be something to keep an eye on. And let's have a look here. So if there are any heroes, so his BAM effect, if he does BAM you, if there are any heroes in his location, so he only BAMs you from his spot, draw another master plan card and add it face down to the storyline. I probably should be holding this a bit closer, sorry guys, and add it face down to the storyline. So again, he's racing that track, that's what I was talking about before. Or what's the other thing here, overflow. If one or more civilian or thug tokens can't be added to a location, draw a master plan card and add it face down to the storyline. So same thing that we have here, so both of those effects. So he's essentially going to be doing that. And notice that there is no villainous plot outcome for him, so he literally is just trying to sort of wear you down, sort of race the clock there, sort of thing. So that's what he's bringing to the table. So he's only got the 2 health there, so we'll set him back up. And I was just talking about the overflow effect. Speaking of that, in this game, this is the first playthrough video where I'll get to show off these minis from Mars, little sort of upgrade tokens. So that's pretty cool. That's a civilian, and here we have a thug, so they're pretty cool. Let's see if I can get a nice close-up there. Yeah, nice, excellent. And like I said, we've got, should show off the model, shouldn't I? So we have Phoenix here in her sort of good guy persona. So pretty powerful hero, I believe. And we've got Cyclops as well. Okay, so that's going to be our team. And we've got them starting in the Xavier Institute for Higher Learning. I thought that would be a sort of thematic place to start them. And then we've got Central Park and Muir Island adjacent to them. And then we've got, thought, well, since we're talking about Phoenix, we've got the Shi'ar Empire location over here. Of course, Sebastian Shaw is going to start in the Hellfire Club building. And I've also got the Excalibur Lighthouse, just because it sort of looks thematically tied to the Muir Island, just because you got the water there, the coastline. So we've got those are our locations. Now in terms of Sebastian Shaw, so we've seen what he does as a villain, and he's got a pretty cool model there. He's got such a cool, lots of details and stuff on that costume there. Looking forward to painting him. I've seen some really good paint jobs on the Discord as well. But he also, what makes him interesting as well is he has all of his threats are the different members of the Hellfire Club. So let's have a look here. We have the White Rook down in the Muir Island. So White Rook's coming in with 3 health, and if White Rook bams, if you basically get stuck with where White Rook is without taking him out, he'll give each hero in this location a crisis token. Okay, so that's not great. And speaking of threats, here's our little skull symbol there from Minis from Mars as well. Then we have, what have we got over here now? White Queen, she actually has 4 health, and she's going to be in our starting spot here. Give each hero in this location, if there's a BAM triggering, a crisis token, and give 1 crisis token to 1 hero in each adjacent location. So she's going to be basically giving crisis tokens out all throughout here, and then essentially not allowing you to sort of plan your turns, and that's quite tricky when we see some of, especially for example, Phoenix's cards there. That could be quite a nasty start for us. So if what's his name there, Sebastian Shaw, if he's able to trigger a BAM in his first turn, we're going to be affected by this straight up. So that's not great. Let's see. Let's put her health back on. Let's have a look at White King. So let's see, with his BAM, deal 1 damage to 1 hero in this location, so he's just dealing damage. He's got 3 health, but he ignores 1 damage each hero turn, so he's a little bit like Sebastian Shaw in that he sort of like can take a bit of extra damage there, so it takes a little bit longer to take him out there, so yeah. That's not great. I mean, none of the threats are ever great, are they? That's why they're threats. We've got Black Bishop. Okay, so if he BAMs, he adds thugs to this location, so he's sort of like triggering that overflow effect, which is racing the track there, so that's not great either. So they're all pretty high priority, aren't they? Black Rook, he's going to be set up now. I kind of like that he ended up set up in the Hellfire Club, because in the cartoon he's the one that's sort of like really messing with Phoenix the most, I guess. So it's kind of cool that he's like in the sort of I guess like mini boss sort of setup there. But what does he do? He deals a damage to each hero in this location. So he's kind of I mean, I haven't seen how it interacts with the rest of Sebastian Shaw, but that kind of seems like it's not too bad as long as you sort of stay away from him, I guess, because he's only got the 3 health as well. So yes, that's not too bad, I guess. I'm a bit worried about some of these other ones. And let's have a look at the Black Queen. So when she BAMs, so 1 hero in this location and in both adjacent locations take damage equal to the number of their hero cards with special effects face up in the storyline. So ugh, that's not great either. So that's a bit scary. Let's get rid of her as well. So yeah, that's not too good. So if we have a look at Cyclops, so he doesn't have any starting hand cards, so we'll just get his deck set up. So we'll just shuffle this. I think I've got everything else set up there. I've got my threats, got the health on those threat tokens, got Sebastian's health. We've got the threat tokens, we've got the thugs and the civilians, so I think we're good there. Not a lot of civilians on the board. It seems like there's a lot of thugs to start with, just with the locations I've started with. 1, 2, and 3. Of course we'll have to, and I'm going to go with Cyclops first, I think. So let's see, he's got a couple of punches there. Okay, he's got a leadership one here. Give a token from the pool to another hero. Okay, and then he moves, and then a move. Oh, see, this is, if we end up having to play a move and sort of not really do much in our first turn, that's not going to be great with that White Queen, so that could be quite nasty. So that's our starting hand there. We will get to draw 1 more card before our turn, I guess. And then now here we go. This is what I wanted to show you here. So we've got the Phoenix's deck here. So she's got a starting hand card. And it says, Uncanny Power. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, so of course we want to get this one down quick smart, other heroes must ignore and skip Phoenix's cards in the storyline. Now, the reason that's really important, I mean that's good. She's got a wild there and everything, but if you look at her cards, they're all these sort of special effects sort of cards, but with very little on the bottom usually. So let's see, I'm going to flip a few more of these around. Yeah, there's a lot of just sort of blank ones. So you want the other characters ignoring her so that they can refer back to their previous cards, or other people's previous cards except for Phoenix, so that they can get the symbols off the bottom, because they're not getting really much from her. And if we don't get to play this card, because it's normally a starting hand card, so you can get this one down early, if we have to sort of spend a few turns wasting time because we keep getting crisis tokens, that's going to be really bad. So unless we get lucky and just happen to sort of like be able to play this one first. So a bit worried about that. And then the other thing to note about her is she has this one that always must start at the bottom of the deck. So this says Phoenix Cry. She basically gets 5 wilds, and then discard all cards from your hand to the bottom of your deck, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that sort of KOs you. So it's sort of like instant triggers a KO, but it allows you to do something really powerful that turn, sort of thing. So just and that's going to be sort of creeping closer and closer if you start taking damage. Obviously, you're putting things under your deck. I don't know if that's actually making it arrive faster, but still, yeah, it doesn't stay at the bottom of your deck. It's going to be getting closer anyway. So, yeah, so that's in. So she's got a few interesting things there, and her real strength here, we might not get to take advantage of very well. So we'll just see how the game goes. But that's the whole theme of this thing, is that the Hellfire Club are trying to mess with Phoenix and get her on their side. So it's kind of thematic, I guess. So what I have to do is I have to put this one down, because we know we don't get to start with that one. I have to pick this one up because we know we have to start with that, and then we'll just shuffle this. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Okay. There we go. So she's got quite powerful cards, but they don't really help your team much unless you can get this one down. So let's have a look here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So pop that there, and pop that one at the bottom, and then we're ready to go, I think. So let's get started. All right. Okay, so we've got our starting hands here. 1, 2, 3. But before we do any of that, we're going to take Sebastian Shaw and pray that he doesn't have a BAM on his card. Alright, let's have a look here. There is a BAM, so that's not great. So we'll just hold that up there. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I'm hoping this is about the right distance. I need to hold this so you can read it. But, so he doesn't move, he does BAM, so we have to do this first. So, his BAM says if there are any heroes in his location, draw another master plan card and add it face down. So that's not too bad. Then we look at his location. Black Rook deals a damage to each hero in that location. Again, doesn't take effect. One hero in, and now we look at Black Queen. One hero in this location and both adjacent locations take damage, equal to the number of hero cards with special effects, but we don't need to worry about that because there's no one in those locations. Now we have the White Rook. Give each hero in this location a crisis token. Excuse me. So we don't have to worry about that. But this is the one that we're worried about. So give each hero in this location. So we've got a crisis token. So 1 and 2. I'll put these down on my actual hand of cards just to remind me. Give each hero in this location 1 crisis token, and give 1 crisis token to one hero in each adjacent location. So we've done that. There's no one in adjacent locations. Then we head across to White King. He deals a damage to each hero in the location. Again, doesn't take effect, and unfortunately, this is not great. Mr. Black Bishop is going to fill this up to start with, so not much we can do about that, I think. We've got other priorities, but that's if we don't take care of him quickly, that's going to sort of race Sebastian no matter what we do. Okay, so we're not overflowing yet, but getting close. So we've gone all the way around, triggered all the BAMs. Now, now you guys got to read this, but I haven't read it yet, so let's see what he does. Hellfire Club power. Return all henchmen. Oh, what? Still in play to their starting health value. Oh my goodness. Any henchmen already at full health resolve their BAM again. Oh no. Okay, so if we go around the board again, she's going to give us another crisis token, but I believe that doesn't really matter. Heroes with any crisis tokens at the beginning of their turn must play their hero card randomly, then discard all their crisis tokens. So that doesn't really affect us, but I guess there are other cards here that might do extra damage or extra effects per crisis token, but for the time being we just have 2, which essentially is just the same thing as having 1 at the moment, I think. Any henchmen... Wow, that's gross. Then unfortunately, because Black Bishop triggers again, he wants to add 2 more henchmen. He can't do that, so he overflows. So we take another card off Sebastian Shaw and we put that face down. So we've got, wow, that's not great. So we're starting here. We put Sebastian down there, and yeah, we move on, I think. So now we get to have the first hero turn. So this is Now what does it say? Give each heroes with any crisis tokens at the beginning of their turn must play their hero card randomly. Okay, so I think I still draw. And then I have to pick from this. Okay, so we're discarding his. Technically, I think I'm supposed to do this first, but we're discarding his crisis tokens. Then I've got to. Oh, I should have. I'll flip them. I'll just show you what I picked up there. Oh, it's just an extra star token there. So they're not going to be great for anything in this mission, I guess, except for just clearing the civilians. But I suppose that's not too bad because we're going to need a lot of punching power to get rid of the thugs and the what do we call them, the henchmen as well. So maybe we want to save the punches for the henchmen and really try and deal with these civilians. But we're going to have to deal with some of these thugs though over here, aren't we? Because otherwise they're just going to keep building up. All right, so now we're shuffle, and well, this will be a really quick game because I don't have to deliberate over what card I'm playing. So I guess I just have to deal with this. Okay, not great, because that's going to set me up for nothing this turn. And I get a crisis token. I give one token, not crisis token, one wild token. So to another hero. So let's give it to. I mean, it's not the worst. It's not the single movement, but it's not going to give me anything really good for my next Cyclops turn either. Because anyway, although technically, I guess if Phoenix doesn't have her turn, I might get to use one of her wilds if I get one of those cards. So anyway, Cyclops he gets to move. I sort of want to be in this location to just get rid of White Queen as quick as I can, because I don't want to be standing. I don't want to move and just be standing in a spot where I'm going to take damage. I do want to get over here, but I think I've got to get rid of this because I can't afford to be hanging around not getting to play anything efficiently. So I'm going to stay. I'm going to waste that movement, which is a shame. Stay where I am. And yeah, just give the token to Phoenix. Hopefully with that token, no matter what card I can play here, because here's the thing, if I play that other card that I wanted to play with her, I'm not going to get much out of it. So if I get one of my, I guess the good thing here is if I get one of my better cards, I'm not going to be able to do as much with Cyclops, but she might get enough punching power to take out White Queen here with this one here. So let's hope Cyclops has used his leadership to give her some good advice here. Okay, so we'll go into Phoenix's turn. Okay, so we're going to draw another card. We're going to, and what did we get? We got this one here, which is 2 wilds. Not great. I mean, it's not bad, but we essentially need 3 wilds here, don't we? Or three punches at least to be able to take out White Queen this turn. I guess the good news is when Cyclops has his next turn, if I've got some punches in that thing, I don't think I need to do that randomly because I will have already given away my crisis tokens. Yeah, okay, so that's not too bad. It's not as bad as I was thinking. Alright, so she does have this one left to go. Oh, I can see this is going to be an issue. I've got a starting hand card here, so what I'm going to have to do is, how am I going to do this? Alright, well I guess there's no way for me to show this. I'm just going to look away and you'll just have to, wait, I'll try and put my head in here so you can see that I'm looking away, and then closing my eyes. I don't know if you can, hopefully you believe me, and I'm just flipping through and I'll stop. Okay, what have we got? It's this one here, and Phoenix Force Avatar. So put those down there. So yeah, so we've only got the 3. In the interest of, I mean, I could try and take out a thug here as well, but in the interest of trying to get rid of White Queen as quick as possible, I'm going to spend these 2 wilds as punches to take away 3 health from White Queen in addition to this wild token. So I'm going to spend that one, the 2 on the card, and I can do those 2 punches. Now technically, I believe Phoenix can use Cyclops' movement symbol there as well, and considering that, let me think here, considering that Cyclops, I'm hoping Cyclops can actually do the damage we need in this turn to get rid of the White Queen, so it might be worth moving Phoenix to get her over towards these guys here. Yeah, that might be worthwhile. Interesting. So let's use that 1 movement to head over here. Now if we get bammed though, he's going to be dealing a damage to 1 hero in this location. Alright, well let's just do it. I was going to say I could... I know I do have a double punch with Cyclops, don't I? So I could spend 1 of those wilds to get an extra movement to head over here, so that she can maybe be in a position to do something about Black Bishop and get rid of that stuff over there. Is that worth it? And then not take the damage from White King. Yeah, okay, let's try that. So I'm going to give back 1 health to White Queen and see if that helps us. Alright, so Cyclops. He is going to draw 1 extra card. He gets another leadership. Okay, so he can give out some more tokens, but I think in this case we need to get him firing his optic blasts here. So before Sebastian has another turn and triggers White Queen's ability, so he's going to use his optic blast to do 2 punches. He doesn't get to skip past Phoenix and use the movement because we haven't played her starting hand card down. So we do know that we're going to get a blank here, so we're just using the 2 punches. So I'm going to remove those 2, and at least now we don't have to worry about the White Queen really messing with us there. So we're going to place that here. I do have to consider that I need to start spending some heroics to get rid of these civilians as well. So we're going to place, let's just place White Queen's thing underneath here. And that was Cyclops' turn. So there we go. Now, we've had all 3 of the hero turns. So now, oh, what does it say here? At the end of the turn, you may draw cards until you have 3 in your hand. I don't think I've suffered any damage there, so that's not really that helpful because from where we are, as far as I can tell, we can't take damage. Oh, maybe not. Maybe Sebastian's got ways of dealing damage to us as well if he lands on us. Because we know he doesn't deal damage, he just... if he bams us, he just races the track, but I wonder. Okay, so we'll pop his cards down here, and we'll move to Sebastian's turn. So let's see what he does. So, man, he doesn't like moving, does he? Maybe he's going to spend the whole game in the Hellfire Club. So he is going to bam, then he's going to do some deception. Give each hero... all that work, and he just gives us a crisis token. Okay, alright, so he is going to bam. So he bams, which is if you're in his location, he puts an extra card out, so that doesn't happen. Then we take a damage if we were near the Black Rook. No. She is going to do some damage if we're on her spot or nearby. No. White Rook is going to do crisis tokens, but we're not near him or on his spot. We come around to White King. He would have damaged Phoenix, but she moved past him. And then Black bishop is going to put another, this is not great, another one of these down for old Sebastian. Then then we just take a crisis token, which is really not cool. Not cool, guys. Alright, so it's a shame. Man, I really need to get that extra thing happening. So I give each hero a crisis token. We've done that. I think we're on to the next step. So I'm going to draw a card at the beginning of Phoenix's turn, get rid of her crisis token, and then I have to do that same trick. This is going to be... So again, I'm looking away. I don't know if you can see that back in my head there. We're just going to shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. I should have actually shown you what card she got. Apologies, guys, but I'm sure it'll come up eventually. Okay, okay, stop. All right, what do we got? Nope, it's not the one we need. Okay, so, well, okay. Okay, interesting. This might not be as bad as... This might not be as bad as I was thinking. Right. Okay, so what can she do? She can do 2 wilds, and she's got 2 punches before her from Cyclops. She's got like a long-range blast, I guess. Flies it all the way to the Shi'ar Empire. Okay, so so from where she is, she doesn't have any movement unless she uses her wild, so she could move from there. But I'm thinking old Black Bishop here. He's got 1, 2, 3 health. So if she uses 2 of Cyclops' punches and then removes another punch with one of the wilds from Black Bishop, I think I'm getting this right. I hope I'm not messing this up, but I think she can deal with that. So she can take care of him. That stops another, because he's one of the things that is just constantly hitting us with this cycling of or ramping up of Sebastian. So that gets rid of one of our threats that we're sort of worried about. It gives us another spot closer to clearing the threat mission. And then we've got to think about what we want to do with this last wild. So we could get rid of a thug, because he seemed to be the only that what was he, the Black King? Black King, I think, was the guy that was the only thing that was really sort of putting more thugs and civilians out. But interesting. So we might not have to worry about too many more of these coming out, but I do want to maybe spend this to get rid of a civilian and start rescuing the civilians, but that's going to be a waste of time because we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 civilians. So if I commit to getting rid of the civilians, but then there's no more way to put them out, unless Sebastian starts putting them out, and we haven't seen that yet with his cards, but that just might be the luck of the cards. Maybe he's got a lot more of those ones that put things out. But yeah, that's going to be a waste of our heroics, and we could have been spending time getting rid of the thugs, but I'm hesitant to really double down on getting rid of lots of thugs, because we're already having to spend a lot of punches just to get rid of the henchmen. So I'm going to have a look at that. That could be an option. The other thing we have to consider is the end of turn here and what that does. So do we want to spend one of these as a movement to keep moving on to start getting ready to damage another place, or another henchman, or do we stay here and get the advantage of this? So this says end of turn, you may discard any token to gain any combination of 2 tokens. So you basically trade 1 in and get 2 more, but you've got to have the 1 to start with. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any of those tokens. And the other thing is, I'm not sure that Cyclops actually gives out any of those tokens. I think he just gives out the wilds, doesn't he? So we might not be able to make use of this, because unless we can gain these tokens, that's not that handy. So we'll have to hope that some of these locations give us tokens. So that's not a very useful location at the moment, but I think we're still going to go with the original plan, though, of using that last wild symbol here as a heroic action just to start rescuing the civilians and hope that Sebastian starts putting out civilians onto the board. I mean, that's not great in terms of being worried about overflows, but we do need some civilians to come out if we're going to double down on them. So that's good. I think we've done that with her turn. Now, Cyclops does have... Oh, you know the good thing about Phoenix is, in her next turn she will be able to put down the starting hand, because I don't see any way that in Cyclops' turn we're going to take any crisis tokens, so we'll at least be able to get her engine up and running. So, although that card isn't the greatest by itself, but we'll see what we've got. Well, let's think about what Cyclops can put down, and then she can get use of that as well. So, we'll put Cyclops' card there, we'll draw a card for him, and then we've got to do this randomly. Now this one I can just show you, I don't have to look away with these because they all got the same card backs. Okay, so just make sure I'm doing it on camera though, so you can see I'm still shuffling. Okay, shuffle, 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 shuffle. Okay. Ooh, it's well, it's wild, but it's only a single wild, but it's not too bad. So where is Cyclops? He's over here. And ugh, gosh. Okay. Ooh, that's a bit gross. He's not really doing much this turn, is he? I don't really want to use it to move and then just be hit by damage. So I think what I want to do with him is just rescue a civilian, because we are working towards that. Man, it would have been nice to be able to use that and then sort of at least maybe move and take out 2 damage on him. Or so. Oh no, actually I can only do 1 damage to him per turn too. Okay, well that'll be my turn with Cyclops, and so we're back to Phoenix now. She just got some double wilds. Let's see what else she has. She's got triple wilds there. She's also got just double wild that Scott can make use of. But I think I need to get this down while I can, while I'm not taking crisis, so I can be more efficient. So I think I'm going to play this one down. It's only going to give me 2 wilds, but it is what it is. Okay, so I'll just... Actually, I should hold that up a little bit more so you can read it properly again. Okay, so as long as this card is face up in the storyline, other heroes must ignore and skip Phoenix cards in the storyline. So that's pretty good. Alright, so she's now going to have 2 wilds. I don't believe I can make use of these here because it specifically says you may discard a movement, a heroic or a punch token. It doesn't, and I imagine it calls those out specifically, so I don't think I can use wilds for that location. So I'm going to use 1 to move here, then I'm going to use 1 to deal a damage, and it means I'm putting myself at risk of getting banned here and taking a damage, but yeah, got to make do somehow. And I figure if I'm only going to do 1 damage to White King a turn, may as well do it on a turn where I'm spending 1 token to move in, I guess. So that's what I'm going to do there. Okay, so Sebastian, what does he do? Here we go. Exactly what we needed. I'm not sure about if we need this movement here, but let's have a look. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, well, that's not great. But still, it's sort of what we want, because we do want more of these civilians out just so we can work on that threat. So we're going to put... he wants to put 2 civilians there, he can't do it. He's going to put 1 more here, so he doesn't overflow in either of these 2 locations, but they're getting close. But he does overflow here, so we're going to put this down, and boy oh boy, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh gosh, he's halfway through his deck. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Let's get a move on. Alright, so we didn't trigger any BAMs, so I think we're good there. So it's now Scott's turn, and he can just do what he wants, so we can actually start planning. Here we go. We still have to get... what are we doing here? We've got, so now that she's got that down, we're looking back at Cyclops' previous card. So he's got a wild. So if I play Optic Blast, I can do a punch at the bottom there, and I can also do a punch in both adjacent locations. Okay. Okay, so that's one option. He could also give a token to Phoenix there and do a heroic. Okay, now Phoenix though on her turn, even if we give her a token, like she can have as many tokens as she wants, but she's not going to be able to do more than 1 damage to White King. So I think we need to do a damage to White King this turn with Cyclops. So the Optic Blast is maybe looking good for that. Yeah, I mean Cyclops would be great. This would be good for like really hammering down on those stars, but maybe we can do that in the next turn. I think what I'm going to try and do is work out how to do something interesting with the Optic Blast. So let me think. We've got a, what do we got? We've got a wild from Cyclops. So we've got a wild, and we've got punch in both adjacent locations and a punch. So this is interesting. I could do a punch here. I'm just thinking like I could move into this location, do the punch, and then do Optic Blast this way. But I'm thinking about taking out these threats, and if we can take out White Rook without actually having to step into his spot and be in danger from the Black Queen, that might not be bad. So what I might do is stay where I am with Cyclops, punch in both directions. So he's going to punch in both directions, take a health off both the White King and the White Rook. Now White King is, oh, he ignores 1 damage each hero turn. Oh, interesting. That's not going to work then, is it? Because the White King won't take that damage. I would have liked to have done that to White Rook at the same time, but maybe we're going to have to go back with our original plan. So we use the wild to move. We do a punch. Oh no, this is not going to work either. Because if I was doing the punch in this location, he'd ignore that, and then the 2 punches from the Optic Blast go either side, so I can't do more than 1 damage in there. Okay. Okay, well, if that's the case, oh man, okay. What were his other cards then? He's got a leadership, heroic, Alright, well let's still do this then. Let's just, I guess he can't do much about White King, but I guess he can still fire his Optic Blast into the White Rook. He can punch this thug. He can rescue this thug with the heroic. So we've done 1 heroic, 1 punch, 1 Optic Blast to this side. We'll do the other Optic Blast this way now. That's going to ignore, if I fired at White King, he would just ignore it, so I guess I'm just going to fire it at the thug here, and I guess we're working on both. So not great, but that's just what we're dealing with. Okay, so now what can Phoenix do here? Phoenix, here we go. Well, the good news is Phoenix is now, So we know that Cyclops is going to get to use his punch, because he's going to have to ignore Phoenix's card. Unfortunately... see, this would have been a better card to play whilst we didn't have that effect in play, because he has to ignore that, doesn't he? I think that card, as long as this card is must ignore and skip Phoenix cards, yeah, so this would be one that we don't want to skip, but unfortunately we have to. So, I mean, with a character like Sebastian Shaw not taking more than 1 damage, we don't really need to save this for later on. So we could use that, but we're doing the same thing to White King, aren't we? So what are we doing with Phoenix here? She's going to get a punch. We want to do... Oh, actually, hold on, no, because he just ignores 1, doesn't he? So it's not like you can only ever do 1 to him. I think I've been misthinking about that too, so maybe some of my plans with her earlier might have been better to use a whole bunch, but still. Well, let's think about this. If we use this instead, we need to do 3 damage to him, don't we? So if I play that... Oh, hold on. If I play that... doesn't really matter, because either way Cyclops is going to skip it, isn't he? But if I play that one there... Oh, you know what, let's use this then, because just in case the Black Queen's thing triggers, and that counts as a special card, whereas these are not. So we do 1, 2, 3. So she only needs to do 2 damage to him. So if she can do 2 damage... 1, 2, 3. Oh, now I'm talking myself out of it. So I've done 3 damage. That would be enough to take him out, because he ignores 1 of it, then he takes the other 2. But I'm just thinking, if we do the 3 damage card, because again, we don't really need to save this. Oh, it could be useful for taking him out, couldn't it? Yeah, alright. Just in case we get sort of trapped with not enough movement or something, so... yeah, let's just do that. White King gone. Sorry guys, that took probably a lot longer than it should have taken. So White King is gone, and what can she do at the end of her turn? You may move up to 2 civilians or a thug in any combination from this location. To other locations. So we could move 2 civilians or thugs in any combination from this location to any other locations. So we could stop this from overflowing, move them over here so that Scott doesn't have to do as much movement. Yeah, that's not bad. And he could use his wilds to sort of start rescuing people from where he is without having to move away from there. That's not too bad. Yeah, let's do that. All right. Now why do I only have 2 cards? Oh, I think I forgot to draw one, don't I? Because I never took any damage with her. So, empathy. Give 1 token from the pool to another, and then just get a heroic there. So that's not too bad, but I think I'm happy with what we did. So, yep, I think we're good. Okay, so we took out another threat, so we're closing in on the threats. Okay. We've got to get a move on. We do want to start rescuing these civilians pretty quickly. So we did what we needed to do there. I guess if I did the... Well, if we're trying to be quick, maybe this is the better move. Sorry guys, because what I'm thinking is, I keep forgetting these are wild, so we do the 2 punches. We do the 1 punch with Cyclops gets wasted on White King, then we do the 2 punches to take him out, and we use this last one here to actually rescue this civilian, putting us a bit closer to that. That's what we want, because we really are worried about time here, because I think he's just going to get quicker and quicker, especially once we clear one of the missions. He's going to be going every 2 turns. So, yeah, and we've got 3 cards, and I didn't use the card I just picked up, so I think we're still good. So, technically cheating, I guess, but it depends on how much you want to say, oh, your turn is locked in. Okay, so Sebastian. All right, let's see what he does. He's going to move 3. So he's heading over. He's going to try and shore up the white rook's position here. So let's have a look. He's going to move 3. So 1, 2, 3. He's not going to ban, but he's going to start putting guys down. So well, we're worried about civilians going down, and sure don't have to worry about that. Now technically, I'm supposed to be putting this one down first. Okay. And then those 2, and then this one, but luckily no overflows there as such, so we got away with another turn where he didn't put anybody else out, which is lucky. Okay, slowed him down a little bit. Okay, no bans trigger off that. Okay, we're good. So, let's see. Who are we up to now? Is it Cyclops or is it... Oh, you know what? We never had Cyclops this turn, did we? I think it was because I was so sure he was going to... so sure he was just going to do a whole bunch of heroics. So that's what we'll do. We'll just do that quickly. So he's going to do a whole bunch of heroics, plus he can do a punch. Oh, the punch is a bit wasted, isn't it? Oh well. Just waste that punch, I guess. So we'll put 2 of these civilians there, so we're only 3 away from triggering that. So we've just got to do 2 damage to the white rook, or these other guys, and we just need to rescue 3 more civilians, so hopefully we can do that quickly. So what that means is it is Phoenix's turn. She just picked up tool time manipulation. What does that do? You guys can have a read of it there, and then I'll have a look. Okay, it says delay the next villain turn by 1 card. Oh, wow. Well, what have we got previous? We've got 2 heroics and a movement. And obviously Cyclops. Oops. Cyclops was supposed to draw a card there too. He just picked up another one of these too. So Cyclops should have 3, so he wouldn't have been able to trigger this end of turn thing either. So Cyclops has got a bunch of movement there. Okay, I feel like this is probably, if you have a look at these cards. Those of you who are good at the game might be in a position here. Like if I've got this card where I can delay him and I can have 4 hero turns essentially. I wonder if any of you guys are realizing there's probably a way I can, with these cards I've got in hand, considering Phoenix's cards are pretty powerful. I don't know if you can see those. There's that one there. So any combination of 4 of these cards that I'm showing here. The downside is this card's not great, but in terms of just like it just gives you 1 action. But okay, I wonder if I could actually take him out in these 4 turns, because I've just got to rescue 3 civilians, do 2 damage to White Rook, and then essentially a damage each to Sebastian. But just got to make sure that I don't. Yeah, I'm going to take 2 damage each time I do that, but I don't think that's going to matter. Okay, so interesting. So we do need to start rescuing civilians. Is it Phoenix's turn? Yeah, it's Phoenix's turn. Give 1 token, hero token from the pool to another hero. So if I do trouble is she's all the way over here. I need to get her moving and rescuing. What have I got? So she can use this, but both of those are a bit of a waste with her because she won't be able to move far enough to get over here and rescue 2 people. She'll only be able to rescue 1, so that's not great. If she stays where she is, that's not helping. So I don't think I want to do that. I think I either want to do empathy, where she's able to move. Deal another, no. Oh, what am I doing? Do we move with her twice and then double hero? Move? What have we got with Cyclops? Does he have any other optic blast? No, he doesn't. But what if we get an optic blast? Then we'd almost want him to stay where he is. I think I'm just going to move, just in case Cyclops needs to rescue this guy and do an optic blast in here. I think I'm going to move twice. 1, 2. And then do 2 heroics here. Meaning we just need 1 more heroic. So that's my first move. Does that make sense? As long as I play this time, I've just got to make sure that I do the time manipulation next with her. Okay, and then she's going to get to use her card. She doesn't skip over her own cards, does she? She gets to use her own last card. So, no, she would use Cyclops' card, I think. Oh gosh, all right. Let's see what Cyclops does. All right. So he's got wild, so that's not too bad. Let's see. All right. So what does he need to do? He needs to rescue 1 civilian and do 2 damage. He doesn't have a lot of damage here. What's he got though? So he's got rescue here. That's what he's going to be using. Oh. Right. Well, I guess we don't want him taking out White Rook this turn, do we? Oh no, we don't want him taking out the civilian either. Hold on a second. Because if he does that, we're only going to get 3 turns. Does that matter? Let me think about this. Let's put these 2 back. So if we delay the, let's say we play this one, we delay the villain turn by 1. So we only get 1 movement. We could rescue 1. Then Cyclops comes in with his 4. He wants to do a, I guess technically we, see we wouldn't know we had the wild, so I shouldn't be doing this. I should just go back to what I originally did. I think because I've drawn that card, I can't go back now, so let's just lock ourselves into what I did. So we'll put that one there, put this one back here. She ended up over here, did that, so she did the rescuing. What did she play? She played this? I think she played that. Yeah, okay. So, now if I play anything that actually takes something out completely here, then Sebastian's going to go before I get a chance to do that. So, So maybe I go for wild. Two stars. Ah, boy, I wish I had done that other card, because now Sebastian's going to get to go. essentially. And we don't want to be stuck in his location when he goes. I guess what we could do is 2 heroic, so 1 heroic, 1 movement, 1 punch, and what's this other heroic going to do? So if we do the heroic, oh, then she's going to do a bunch of damage to us too. Oh man, I've really messed this up, haven't I? Ah, okay, well, yikes. Oh yeah, because this is not great. Okay, well let's do this instead then. Instead of this one. Put that health back. Let's put the civilian here. Alright. At least if I do this, then I'm giving a token to Phoenix that she can use. And I guess I just rescue this guy from here. So that clears that mission. Oh man, I really messed that up, didn't I? Okay. All I had to do was play that other card with thingy, and I think that would have helped us. Alright, pop that one on Phoenix's deck, because now we're about to get hammered. Alright. Oh goodness, yeah, Phoenix is about to get KO'd here by Black Queen, and that could be enough to really put us over the edge, so we're going to have to see how we go here. Because unfortunately now that triggers Sebastian being under pressure, so he's going to go now. Boy, talk about messing that up. Let's see, he's going to move 1. Oh, that's not great, because now we're both going to take crisis tokens. So, oh no, he doesn't ban though. Oh, thank goodness. Well, that's alright. So, he doesn't ban, so he moves. Oh, we got away with one there, didn't we? Well, I think so. Let's find out what he does. He's going to put some more of these guys down. So, he's going to put 1 down here. Doesn't cause an overflow. Another one here, another one here. Oh, all that worrying and for nothing so far. Another one here. Oh boy, very lucky. Got very lucky because I really misplayed that. Those of you who are better at the game, that you guys might have been able to see a way to, I'll definitely sort of be able to get some more turns out of that before doing that. But you might have seen a way I could have comboed that to have some to actually take him out that sort of round. But all right, so now it's Phoenix's turn. She's got this extra bonus card. So what do we have to do? We have to take out White Rook, don't we? And what do we draw? Did I just draw that? I think I just drew that. Phoenix Sabotage, just lots of wilds. Time manipulation, that's what we want to do, isn't it? So we've got this. Ideally what we want to do is be able to do 3 damage. So we can do 2 damage to White Rook, move and deal a damage to what's his name? Oh no, I think I messed that up too, because I was going to have 2 wilds there that I could have used, but I chose to do that. But I guess I've given myself a wild here, so it's not as bad, but still this is going to be a bit useless. So I could do delay the next villain card by 1. I think so. I'm only going to get 1 wild here, but I think that's okay, because as long as I delay his turn by 1, that's going to give me a little bit of extra time to do something with her. So what I can do is I can play the wild plus my wild that I've got. I've got a heroic, so I may as well just rescue this civilian. Doesn't do anything, but just keeps things ticking over. I'm going to use the two wilds to take out White Rook. So that's one from the card and one from the token that Cyclops had given me. So there goes the White Rook. I'll pop that underneath. Bingo. Then we know that the next villain turn is going to be delayed by one card, so I'm going to now play a Cyclops, but then I'm going to get to play one more Phoenix card, and I think that's enough to take Sebastian Shaw out, because I don't... luckily I didn't take any crisis tokens, because there was nothing that triggered a BAM in that previous round, so that's good. Wow, I got really lucky. Because I was in all sorts of trouble. I was in a location where he was, I was in a location where she was going to deal damage, I was in a location where he was going to deal a crisis token, so both characters would have taken crisis tokens. She would have taken a bunch of damage. I think she would have been KO'd outright, and he would have raced up his track with his thing. I don't think he would have taken a crisis token, because that's not what Sebastian does, but still I would have been racing up his track there. So let's see if I'm counting my chickens before they hatch, because I haven't taken them out yet, so let's see. But I have taken out the White Rook. Now it says here, another hero in this or an adjacent location may draw a card. Oh, that's fantastic. So another hero. So she can't do it even though she's in that location. It says in this or an adjacent location, but it does say another hero. So Cyclops gets another card just to give him movement, a bit more versatility. I would have liked to get another Optic Blast there. Has he only got the one? No, that must be one of his last cards there, but still he's got a pretty good hand there, doesn't he? So we just now need to do at least one damage to Sebastian, so that Phoenix has enough time to come in and do damage herself. So we've got to make sure that now Cyclops is now, he's not getting to use this, he's going to have to use this, which again is a bit useless. Maybe this thing about, skipping Phoenix's cards is not that great, not as great as I thought it was, but I think what's going to save us here is this one here, that Cyclops has got the wild. So there you go, always play on easy mode. So because what we do need to do, we need to deal damage, but we also need to give Phoenix away with her cards to get a movement and a damage. Although, to be honest, with her card, she can do that anyway, can't she? Because she's got all these wilds, so it doesn't really matter. So, but I will play that one. Okay, so Cyclops is going to deal... he's going to do three actions here. Two of them are going to be to rescue these civilians, because that's what Cyclops does, and one is going to be dealing one damage to Sebastian Shaw. He cannot take any more than one damage, but that is going to damage Cyclops now. So Cyclops has 3 cards. He's going to take 2 damage, so we'll just get rid of... guess we'll get rid of these, just for some reason, if I end up messing this up. I don't see how, but put that at the bottom of the deck, give him a punch so he can deal with Sebastian later if he needs to. That's his card there. But luckily, because of time manipulation, Phoenix is going to get 1 extra turn before we would have had our turn, because technically Sebastian Shaw is under pressure now, and he would be going after these 2 hero turns, but we've delayed that by 1 card. So we now get to draw a card, and she's got a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's use the big bopper here, Phoenix Force Avatar. Why not? She's going to go in and show Shaw who's boss. So she is going to get use of Cyclops' previous card. So there's 5 wilds there. She didn't even need that starting or bottom of the deck card to get 5 wilds. So she is going to use one of those movement. Even if she was just using her own card here, she could move across, and then she's going to do her 1 damage that she needs to do to Sebastian Shaw. So there you go. We we took him out despite my disastrous handling of that previous turn, where I probably could have done it like a whole round earlier. We got very lucky, and Sebastian didn't put any crisis tokens on us, so that we were just like throwing movements at him and that sort of stuff. Because that could have been, yeah, if I'd drawn the wrong card there and, you know, dealing this sort of stuff to him, or this sort of stuff, that would have been not too great. So got pretty lucky there. Yeah, interesting battle. I wonder if I hadn't had these double, and you know, these wild cards. If I was playing on like a, you know, that expert difficulty level or whatever, I wouldn't have had those. But I think I would have had enough damage there. I think with Phoenix, with all her wilds and stuff like that, I think we would have had enough to take him out anyway. So, but yeah, that's interesting. So, but yeah, these definitely help, don't they? They sort of take the pressure off. So if you're looking to sort of make your games a little bit more tense and sort of difficult, challenging, yeah, good idea to sort of take these out. But as you can see, I can mess up an easy turn, so I like to keep them in. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I hope that was a nice and quick game. I think I sort of slowed down a little bit around here, sort of making some of those decisions. So hopefully that didn't slow things down too much and kept the game interesting for you guys to watch. Yeah, Phoenix is definitely a really interesting character. Very powerful, but you got to sort of a little bit tricky. Some of the decisions you have to make around her. Some of her more useful sort of like effect cards, they only come with the one sort of wild and stuff, so you got to sort of take that into account. Although, you know, one wild isn't anything really to sneeze at, is it? Yeah, Cyclops, he was a bit of a sort of just sort of meat and potatoes sort of hero there. Nothing too sort of wild and crazy, but you know, a nice mix of symbols there to sort of keep him sort of useful as that sort of support character. And I think he really helped having a lot of the heroics as well, so we were able to knock down those civilians pretty quickly as well, so that was good. Yeah, definitely some interesting henchmen there, the threats coming in with the Hellfire Club, some particularly scary ones. I wonder if it would have been a bit more nasty if we had those two that sort of spread out around the locations a little bit more sort of opposite each other, so no matter which way I went, I was going to be sort of being affected by those. But I think we sort of had to, I think we did well to sort of prioritise the ones that we did. I think they were sort of the more sort of pressing concerns, and once we were able to get rid of Emma Frost, and I think I'm not sure what the name of the the Black King was in the actual stories or in the comics, but whoever that was, I think that was important to get rid of him as well. So yeah, good game. Yeah, very. That was a fun sort of mission to play. Yeah, having to sort of think about, you know, you can't really go in with all guns blazing because you sort of only ever get to use one at a time, sort of thing. So that was interesting. Well, I hope you guys are still enjoying this content. I'll try and sort of play a few more games in the next few weeks as well. It does look like I was saying in the previous video, it does look like the US games are hopefully starting to arrive. I've seen a few people saying that they're starting to get stuff, but I'm not sure if they're sort of part of the end of the first wave, or if they're this new shipment is starting to move. So hopefully that's getting to you guys real soon, and you guys can launch into these games yourselves. And I know all those of you who have the game already are really enjoying the painting and the playing and that sort of stuff as well. So yeah, feel free to share stories in the comments about some of the exploits that you've had, and like always, give me some suggestions if you have any matchups you want to see. Let me know if you think the Emma Frost as a good guy versus Dark Phoenix would be fun. Whoever that person was that sort of suggested, I forget who it was. There was someone that suggested another couple of characters, and I can't remember what it was, and I can't find it in the comments. So apologies about that, but please repeat your request if you're watching this. And yeah, anyone else who has any requests, let me know. I'm seeing some interesting favorite heroes listed in the Google form that I've put up for the giveaway competition. So yeah, that's always fun seeing which characters are interesting. And oh, actually, I think maybe now I'm thinking, I think maybe it was Nightcrawler, because that's one of the popular characters. Nightcrawler and maybe Kitty Pryde. I think someone wanted to see characters, those characters in a game or something like that. So maybe that could be something I could put into a game at some point in the future. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And like I just mentioned, I don't know when you're watching this, but I think it's the 30th of May is when I'm going to be drawing, or the evening of the 30th of May Australian time. I'm going to be drawing the giveaway contest winners. I've got 3 Senator Kelly models from Minis from Mars to give away. So if you're playing with Mystique and you want to use a really cool, really awesomely sculpted 3D printed model instead of just a token, yeah, definitely check out my previous video. It was I think a video about storage, upgrades, and display solutions. There's some really cool bling and some really cool products there from third-party producers. So definitely check that video out, and check out the link at the bottom of the description, which will take you to a Google form where you can enter the competition there. All you got to do is just drop in a name and a email address so I can contact you if you win. And then there's also a couple of fun questions there about your favorite characters too. So yeah, definitely make sure you check that out if you're watching this before the 30th of May 2022. So I think that was the date anyway. It's next Tuesday, so hopefully the 30th is a Tuesday. Yeah, thanks guys. Have a good one. Enjoy those games if you've got them. Hopefully this stuff is tiding things over for you if you haven't got it. And yeah, Maple Monkey out. Thanks guys.